All right, what's up, everyone? Welcome to the Surfside PPC YouTube channel. Today we're going to be going over LinkedIn advertising campaigns. I already have a LinkedIn advertising tutorial on my channel, very geared towards beginners. If you're looking for something more basic, something about what the different campaigns are and how to set them up, that's a very good video to get started. This video is going to be geared toward from beginner to advanced. So exactly how you're going to go into LinkedIn, set up everything from your conversion tracking pixel to different audiences to different campaigns and how you can test things against each other. So to get started, the first thing I want to do, first thing you want to do is make sure you're in your LinkedIn ad account. So if you come up here to linkedin.com/ad/accounts, you should have your LinkedIn ad account there. What you need is a personal LinkedIn page. So you can see my face over here. I have my personal LinkedIn page connected to my company page, Surfside PPC, and then I have my ad account set up with the billing set up. Pretty simple. I mean, just like setting up an account, you just have to connect things. There's plenty of tutorials online to show you how to do that, especially right on LinkedIn's website. They make the process pretty simple. So once you're here in the LinkedIn ad accounts page, it's going to kind of show all of your details for your campaigns. We're not really running much right now, so I'm just kind of using this for tutorials. But what we first want to do is I'm going to go over how to set up conversion tracking on LinkedIn. So I have a WordPress website. You can see I have it open here. I have my theme open. The theme is called Astrid. Um, and what we're going to do is come over here to our LinkedIn ads account page and come up here to account assets and conversion tracking. So it's going to say which website do you want to track conversion for. So whatever your website is, just enter that there. They have get started in three easy steps. It's enter the domain, install the LinkedIn Insight tag across your website, pretty simple, and then measure return on investment. So they also have a quick video here for how to do it. Okay, so once you click continue, it's going to give you the Insight tag here, and what it's telling us is to put in our site's HTML right above the body tag. So you take it, once you click on it, it copies. I'm going to copy it just in case. You can send it to your email that you have on file here. So I have my emails is my Gmail account, and what we're going to do is copy it and click next. So what we want to do is go over to our website and come over to, if you're using a WordPress website, you kind of want to use a child theme. Otherwise, you always want to make sure when you update your theme that your conversion tracking pixel is here right above the body tag. So it's a good thing to kind of keep in mind. So here's our closing body tag. You'll find it in the footer.php file of your WordPress website. If you're running a different website, you should have a global footer file where your body tag is held here. So wherever your final body tag is, your global file here is where you want to place it. So we're going to come in right here, right above the final body tag, add it, and click Update File. Now, once we do that, our conversion tracking pixel is all set up through LinkedIn. So now you're good to do whatever you want to set up conversions. It's going to be across our website, and you can set up different pages as conversions. Think of it as installing Google Analytics. So LinkedIn is going to be recording all of the different traffic we have on our website across every page. So once we click save there, so now we're good. If we come back over to LinkedIn, you can start setting up conversions. So for example, my contact form, after you fill it out, people go to the thank you page. So what I can do is create a conversion name, contact form fills, whatever you want to name it, however you want to set it up. There's conversion type. So if you have an e-commerce website, you could do add to cart. If you have a product like an ebook, you could do download. So mine is going to be key page view or lead. I like to use lead, but it's really not any different. So you could set a value if you want to, but we're not going to. I have some campaigns here. So one of the things you can do is say like, okay, I want to take this campaign and apply this conversion to that campaign, and it'll start optimizing for it a little better. But so website, Surfside PPC, perfect. So we have our site-wide insight tag that we just installed on the website. So if we go to URL, what you want to do is you can either do contains or exact. I like to just do exact. And what you want to do is just double check your page here. So if I come into Surfside PPC, I just want to make sure that. So I like to just take it. Here's our thank you page. So after someone fills out our contact form, they get redirected right to this page. We have it set up through the Contact Form 7 plugin on WordPress. And all you have to do is URL exact, and we'll add it just like that. And you could actually take away the HTTP and just do surfsideppc.com/thank you. We have exact and finish. So now we have a conversion set up here, contact form fills. Excuse me. It's going to say unverified until we have start have conversions coming in, but all I know, and I know I'm good because if I go to my footer file, I can see I have my LinkedIn code here, my thank you page, have it exactly set up. Contact form fills as a conversion. So that's how to set up conversion tracking on LinkedIn. You could also start setting up audiences once this starts collecting data. Thanks for joining us today, and hopefully this was a helpful video. Okay, now that we have conversion tracking set up, I want to go over each of the different campaign types and exactly how to run them. This is going to be more advanced than our last tutorial here. So let's come in here to campaign performance. It'll start showing the different campaigns we have created. These are the examples I'm going to use as dental. So I'm going to show you here is what we're going to do first is come up to create campaign. So you have three different options here. You have sponsored content, text ads, and sponsored InMail. I'm going to go through each of them. So we're going to start with sponsored content here and click select. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is name our campaign. So if we come up here to campaign URL, I already have a couple campaigns ready. So this one says text ads, but I'm going to change it. So I have LinkedIn. So I already have a campaign called this. So I'm just going to change this to dentists, just so there's no overlap. So our target audience language is going to be English, and what I want to do is send people to my website or content, and I want to increase followers for my company page by adding a follow button. I'm going to have a follow-up tutorial about LinkedIn lead gen forms, but I just want to send people to my website or content right now. So what we're going to do is click next, and it's going to pull up content that you have on your website. You could sponsor, so if you select this, you can sponsor selected content. You can create new sponsored content here. But what I'm going to do is come over to my LinkedIn page. So I don't use this too often. I probably should be posting more content here, but what I want to do is start sharing a couple articles that I can test against each other in a sponsored content. So I'm kind of going to fast forward through this a little bit to kind of show you how to do it a little faster. I don't want this video to be 2 hours long, so I'm going to create a couple sponsored content ads here that I can promote. Okay, so I'm going to show you kind of how I'm doing this. So I just posted one here, and what I have here is an article about dental pay-per-click strategies. So I kind of go through all the different things as far as growing your dentistry. So what I'm going to do on LinkedIn is target dentists and try to get more dentist clients to my PPC advertising agency. So I posted one here. What I have is discover the best dental pay-per-click advertising strategies to get more phone calls, leads, patients, and revenue. And I have a link here. I built this link using the Google URL campaign builder. And the way the link looks, so if I show full URL, is I'm sending people to this page. If you're looking for this page, by the way, you could either just go to google.com and type in Google Analytics URL Builder, or just come to this page here. It's Google Analytics Development Tools.appspot.com Campaign URL Builder. Here's the home page, home up here. They have a lot of different stuff. But what we're doing, and I'll show you how this all kind of works, is we're sending people to this page, our dental pay-per-click advertising strategies, and then we want to track everything into Google Analytics so we can see when people fill out our contact form. We can also track that on LinkedIn, but we want to track it into analytics as well so we could see which ads are performing best, things like that. So what we're going to do is our website URL is here. Campaign source is going to be LinkedIn. Campaign medium is CPC, cost per click, so we get charged every time someone clicks on our ad. Campaign name is going to be called our LinkedIn sponsored content campaign, and we have dash dental. Campaign term, so term is who you're targeting or paid keywords, so we're going to be targeting dentists. And our campaign content. So for our first ad here on our page is right here. What we did is we have dentist ad 1. Now what's going to happen is we took this URL, we converted it to a short link. There's a short link there. Let's show full URL. We have this link here. So when someone clicks on that, it's going to have all of that tracking. The create our next ad, what we're going to do is come into the campaign URL builder and do dentist ad 2. And you can name content however you want. The only thing you really want to keep really consistent are your source and medium, and I'll show you why. So for our second ad, we have dentist ad 2. We're going to convert URL to short link, copy it here. So I'm up here creating my ad. And what I have is does your dentistry need more patients? We're going to try a couple different ad copy and a couple different ads here. So this is just the picture I have on the article. It pulls in right away. It's a little bit easier, a little bit cleaner. Here, what we're going to do is put our link. So it's going to pull up this preview. We're going to close out of it, and I'm going to add an image. Okay, so I upload an image here of like an empty dentist chair. So I'm putting, does your dentistry need more patients? Empty chair, contact Surfside PPC for a full custom dental marketing solution that will drive you more leads, phone calls, and patients. So now once we click post, now we have two posts here. It's going to say post successful. Oop. Now we have two posts here. So what I want to do is promote both of these within the same campaign and target them. Basically, let LinkedIn optimize them automatically. And what I would usually do is use two or three updates, or I would create sponsored content here as well, and try to test different things against each other because you don't know how things are going to perform. Once you put it out on LinkedIn, there's certain things that click with people, and you'll find that certain ads just work, certain ads don't work. So the more you kind of put out there, the better chance you have of having a successful advertisement. So okay, so I reloaded this page. So now what we're going to do is first click on our first ad here, and we'll click both. So do sponsored selected content. And now what we can do is target them both with the same audience. You can use matched audiences to reach your website visitors, contacts, targets, accounts. So if I click select, I can start creating audiences since I just put the conversion tracking, the pixel on my website, or the LinkedIn Insight tag they call it. Or you could target a list of contacts. We're not going to do that here, the matched audiences, but just know you can do that. I want to create a separate tutorial about matched audiences. It's pretty, that could be a pretty long video in itself. So what I'm going to do is use the targeting that LinkedIn has given to me. So let's just say I want to target the United States. So I want to serve any dentistry that's in the United States. So we'll start with that. And now what you want to do is I want to target dentists. So what you want to do is look at these different targeting criteria here and try to find the right targeting to reach dentists. So what I'm going to do is come into job title and let's go dentist. So okay, perfect. So now it's saying we have 71,000 LinkedIn members, United States, that have dentist as their. So now let's think about it this way. If I reach a dentist that isn't in control of a dental agency, but they want more clients and they see this on LinkedIn, maybe they go to the manager who's responsible for advertising and say, hey, I see this company. They have basically a case study showing how they help dentistries. Maybe give them a call, see if they can help us get more clients. It's worth just at least, giving them a call or something like that. So that's kind of how you go with job titles. You can keep adding more job titles. You can also just, okay. So now let's see what else we can target. I don't want to target company name or size. You could target fields of study. Maybe you target someone who is studying dentistry, but I don't want to do that right now. Same with degrees. Um, yeah, let's go into company industry. Okay, so they don't have that comes up. It's good to just know what comes up. Sometimes they type it differently. So this it's probably going to be in medical, but we're not going to do that. So what I want to do is just target all dentists. Just keep my targeting as is. You could try some different things here. Maybe I go years of experience and say, let me only target dentists that have at least 4 years of experience. So it narrows it down a little bit. Maybe I'm reaching dentists that have been doing it a little bit longer, that feel more comfortable going to a hiring manager or a marketing manager or even the owner of the dentistry to say, hey, I've been working here for this long. Let's do this. I'm not going to do that. So we'll get rid of both these. So we're just targeting dentists, United States, with our advertisement. So I like to enable the LinkedIn Audience Network. It helps your campaign reach more people. It's just your ad will run a little bit off of, it says reach an audience on a premium network of publishers beyond the LinkedIn feed. It just gives you more volume, more ways to reach people. So I say yes. So if there's certain categories you want to exclude, I usually don't really do that. Block lists, so if there's certain apps or sites you don't like to be on. So that's always good to know. I like to enable audience expansion. LinkedIn will target audiences that they think are similar. So maybe they expand this from 71 plus thousand to 80,000 and they find people that work at dentistries but aren't actually dentists that kind of, fall in line with the targeting that we selected. So this is good for now. I'm targeting dentists. What you want to do is find the best targeting for you. You could try to, try different types of targeting as well. So here's what we're going to do. What do we want to optimize our campaign for? Website conversions. So we just selected our conversion here. Contact form fills. It's active. So click apply. So now it's going to start optimizing for people to fill out my contact form. So what I want people to do is come into this link, read a little bit about this, come over here and click contact us, fill out the contact form, hit the thank you page, and that will count as a conversion for our LinkedIn campaign. So budgets and bids. Daily budget is whatever you can afford, whatever is best for you. You kind of want to set your daily budget so you get to a point where it's optimal. If I could spend $200 a day and drive enough leads that I can keep closing and making money, I would just keep putting my budget up until it's not profitable. So let's just say, for example, I want a $25 budget. That's fine. Bids, it'll show you what other advertisers are bidding between. It'll recommend a bid somewhere in between that. So minimum bid here, this is the lowest you're able to bid. If you do the minimum bid, the way I like to think about it is if you're bidding here $11.58, you have a chance to reach your entire audience, but you're going to be spending a lot to reach them per click. If you bid down here, you have a chance to reach a small portion of your audience, but you're going to be, bidding a small, and you're going to be bidding a smaller amount per click, but you're just reaching a smaller portion. So what I like to do is try to find somewhere in between these numbers what I would bid. And again, this bids are something you really just have to test. You really have to collect data and then see how many people you're reaching, what your cost per click is, what you're able to afford, whether or not you're able to drive leads. So what I would do here is I would set it at $6. This is exactly how I would do it. And I would just monitor my campaign and see how optimal it is. So with $6, I can get about hopefully 4 to 5 clicks a day, which isn't a lot. I get it. But if you have a dentist clicking on your campaign here and you use a remarketing strategy on the Google Display Network as well, we have a video tutorial for that. If you're using Facebook ads, if you're using different things, you're able to kind of keep people engaged and hopefully get them to finally convert. And again, if you spend $200 for a new dentist client for pay per click, it's probably worth it. I mean, their budgets are probably going to be pretty large. So campaign start date, this is really up to you. Let's say I want to schedule start for tomorrow. So today's the October 17th. I want to schedule for the 18th, and let's run it for until the end of the month. You can run indefinitely if you want. You can set a total budget. So let's just say I don't want to spend anywhere over $500. So it's just good to do a total budget in case you don't want to kind of lose track of your spending. So ad rotation. So now this is why we created multiple ads. And again, I would create 2 or 3 at least. You could even create 4 or 5 depending on how big your budget is. Don't create too many ads if you have a small budget because they're not going to be able to rotate them enough. So 2 to 3 ads with this budget would be perfect. If my budget was about triple or quadruple, I'd probably go 4 to 5 ads. We want to keep optimizing for conversion, so it'll take each ad, put it out to like 10 people. Let's say, for example, if one of them converts, it'll start showing that ad more. So things like that. So once we click launch campaign, so now we're all good to go. It says campaign status active. We're running 2 sponsored content ads to dentists all across LinkedIn in the United States, bidding $6 per click, daily budget $25, total budget $500, running October. I think tomorrow we start October 17th or October 18th until the 31st. So it'll keep running as long as till it's done. It'll spend as much of the budget as possible, and we're going to start. It'll show likes and comments here, and we're going to hopefully start driving some clicks to our link here. Once people start clicking on it, this is why we want to track things using the Google URL Builder. So once people start clicking on it, if you're in Google Analytics, so we have here, so today, October 17th, I just clicked on all these links. This is how tracking works. So I have them all set up. You'll see as I create the next 2 campaigns, but for LinkedIn sponsored content campaign here, dental. So I come in, I click on it. Let's see how many clicks I've had so far. So it's showing just 1 click for this campaign so far. Here's the source and medium. So looked up here, campaign source LinkedIn, medium CPC, our campaign name. So now we want to look up term and content. So term is a little weird because when you come in here, you type in term, it's going to say there's no data for this view. So what you really need to do is come up here. Instead of doing search term, you want to do keyword. So advertising keyword. For some reason, those words don't match. So now we're seeing our keyword is dentists. Up here, you'll see it's campaign term, identify the paid keywords. I don't know why they don't just call it campaign keyword. But campaign term, dentists, we come down here. We could see dentists. And then the other one is campaign content. So if you come up to secondary dimension content, so it's going to be add content. So we see dentist add 1, but now I could just show you kind of how this all works. So if you go to LinkedIn text ads campaign dental, and now we want to see which ads are driving the most conversions. So if I go to add content, so you're able to see dentist add 1 down here has driven our session here for our text ad. So just a way to kind of look at it for tracking and everything. So we'll come back here, get rid of that. But if we come back up to LinkedIn, so I have my sponsored content campaign with dentists here active. Of course, I have a couple drafts over here, but don't worry about those. What we're going to do next is show the text ads. So let's go to create campaign again. So now we're going to do text ads, drive traffic from the desktop with easy to create ads. So sponsored content's pretty self-explanatory. Your ad runs in like the news feed, similar to what happens on Facebook, but it's a LinkedIn news feed and also other publishers. Text ads, you're only running on desktop, and your ads are alongside content over here. Might have, let's see if I have any. No, I don't have any over here, but you've probably seen them before if you use LinkedIn. They're the ads that always show up alongside your feed. So it's kind of small here, but you can see they have like the feed in the center and then along the right hand side. Again, similar to right column ads on Facebook, but it's LinkedIn. So just click select. So naming your campaign, again, I want to come back here into my campaigns and I want to make sure that everything matches. So I've already named this. So I'm just going to copy it down here. And there we go. Text ads campaign dental, target audience is English. You can adjust that if you need. So where should members go when they click on your ad? Again, we're going to use our tracking URL. So let's make sure it all matches. So we have LinkedIn. We want to do text ads. You always want to make sure this campaign name matches whatever you have in here, because if it doesn't, it's going to come in as a completely brand new campaign. So you want to make sure those match. So right now it's LinkedIn text ads campaign space hyphen space dental. So I just want to double check LinkedIn text ads campaigns. Okay, so now we're good. Dentist ad 1 I want to start with. So we're sending people to this page. Campaign source is going to be LinkedIn. It's CPC. It's going to be cost per click, same as the other one. So now I like to convert it to a short link for ads. You could also just copy the entire URL if you're just using a banner ad and nobody sees this. Ads, you don't have to convert it to short link. We'll just keep it. We'll show the full URL and keep it. That's fine. All right, come into your website. You could keep the full URL for that. So now what we're going to do is create several ads like we did in the last step. What you need here is headline, image, and copy. What the promotion is. Describe why someone should click on your ad. And for the size here, for the ad, I like to use square images. You could also use images that are a little bit taller, but I prefer square images. And I usually just upload something that's like 300 by 300, something along those lines. So okay, so what I'm going to do now is create a couple ads and I'll show them to you. But I want to kind of go through this a little bit quicker, so I'm not going to show each step-by-step thing as I'm typing. Okay, so now I'm building my second ad here. So what you can do is click your preview. I have my find more patients now, so we have a little micro or magnifying glass with the tooth, contact Surfside PPC to find more patients for your local dentistry. You could look at how it kind of looks on different devices. If you want to adjust it at all, you can adjust this image as you wish. What we want to do with our website is just make sure we come into the URL builder and make sure we change dentist ad 1 to 2, copy URL, and just enter that now. So once we click save, so now it's going to show I have this ad here, which is a little bit different than, you could also duplicate ads. So this is what it looks like here. I want to click cancel, but this is what my other ad looks like. And then I have dentist ad 1. So let's cancel that. So now we have 2 ads running. You can create another one, again, 2 to 3 for the budget and bids that I'm kind of showing you. They have a question here, should I create multiple ad versions? So they even say it's a good idea because it'll help with campaign performance. So let's click next. So we're going to use the same audience we used last time. What you would usually do is save that audience. I should have saved it in the last step, but let's just do it again just so we kind of go through how to do this. So first start with location always. If you want to use a matched audience, you can. And what we're going to do again is use job title and go dentist. Okay, so now we have 71,000 plus LinkedIn members. Again, if you want to narrow this down at all, you can. I like to enable audience expansion, and here's how you save audiences template. So let's save as new. You can enter a description if you want. Dentist is enough for me, so I'm going to click Save Template. Let's go to Next. Now, same thing again. What we're going to do is conversion tracking for contact form fills. It's going to be optional. So this doesn't optimize as well for conversions as the sponsored content does. That's why I prefer sponsored content. CPM or CPC, I like to use CPC, it gives you more control so when you're paying for clicks. CPM is you can bid for impressions, so this is good if you have really engaging ads, you want to bid for impressions. It's also good if you want to do a little bit of branding. So if I'm saying, okay, I want everyone to know what Surfside PPC is who has a dentistry, that's exactly what I want to focus on. I could do CPM bid, and click on it, and my minimum bid is $2. Maybe I just bid $2 and then I get as many impressions as possible. More and more people can know about Surfside PPC. Let's go with cost per click though, and again here I'll show you how I'm going to set my bid. So again, I'll choose somewhere between what they recommend kinda and what the minimum is. I'd probably go a little bit lower than my $6 I did earlier, so let's do $5. And again, the cool thing about this is I can test, and I could look at my campaign screen here, and let's just say I'm getting more sessions than that. I can see, okay, my text ads campaign has driven a contact form fill, but my sponsored content campaign hasn't, and my InMail campaign, which I'm creating in the next step, hasn't. So then you can kind of see, okay, maybe I go to text ads and I increase this bid a little bit. So once you start collecting data, that's why you want to track everything so much. Campaign start date, I'll just do what I did in the last step. It's probably how I would want to run these campaigns against each other, see what performs the best. So for this one, you optimize for clicks rather than conversions. So it's going to show the ads that people click on the most. That's why you want to track your ads separately in Google Analytics so you can see, which is ad one that's driving conversions, is it ad two, which one are people actually engaging with the most. Okay, so now we have our text ads campaign all set up. Congrats. And we're going to create one more campaign, our sponsored InMail campaign. So select that. Okay, so again, you want to name your campaign what we named it over here. It doesn't matter if it's exactly the same on LinkedIn, but it's good for identifying. Obviously, when you come into LinkedIn, you can see, and if you have different advertisers working on your account, they can see it easier. So if the campaign name matches here and also matches here, it makes more sense. Okay, so it's going to show senders. So I just want to do me, the owner at Surfside PPC. So it's more personalized. I like to use that. And you want to enter your InMail ad name. So again, I'm going to use kind of what I did up here. So I could just do dentist ad one. Okay, we'll click next. And now we have our message. So I'm going to type out this real quick. I'm not going to. Okay, so I have my first one typed out here. And what you want to do is you can add your URL in here. So if I come into my campaign URL builder, I want to send them to this page, LinkedIn CPC. Let's make sure this matches. So it's sponsored InMail campaign. Again, even it's even case sensitive unless you have that set up in your analytics. But if this isn't exactly right, it'll come up as a new campaign. So I just want to make sure it's right. Make sure I have dentist ad one. And what we're going to do is convert the URL to a short link. So we'll take this, come back up to our campaign. I would go contact us today. Okay, so you do want to add a custom footer for terms and conditions because it'll save you from some lawsuits and stuff like that in terms of email. So I would click yes here, but this is just something you're going to want to set up on your own. Link to your disclaimer page on your website, link to your privacy policy, link to your terms and conditions, whatever you need to do. And then there's some different things you need to do in different countries. So it's just good to know all those different things here. So one of the cool things you can do in the message text is you could do percentage, first name, percentage, and you can see over here it'll take their first name on LinkedIn and have it there, so you could do first name, last name. I like to do first name a lot because sometimes you do first name, last name, and it seems a little like, huh? But first name sometimes seems personalized. So my name's Corey. So if someone says, Corey, does your dentistry get enough leads, phone calls, patients? Do you have open chairs to be filled? Contact us today. We look forward to hearing from you. And we'll click next. So it's going to have a landing page URL. I like to include it in my email message, but let's take it anyway. And so we'll show full URL, copy it. So call to action button, whatever your goal is what your call to action button should be. So they have a button preview over here. So what I like to do is contact us. So whatever you're trying to get, if you're trying to drive sales, whatever it is. So a clear call to action gets clicks and conversions. Try like this. So upload banner creative, this is optional, but it's 300 by 250. So I'm going to upload something here real quick. Okay, so I just have a basic banner creative here. I'd probably do something more personalized for dental, but this is good. PPC ads, number one PPC ad company, so people can kind of see what we do. And we'll click next. So now we have our first ad here. So I'm going to create one more ad real quick, and I'm going to skip this part in the video, but I'll just show you when I'm done with it. Okay, so now we have a couple different ads here. And what you can do, and you can see I have different subject lines. So get more patients, does your dentistry have open chairs? Once we click next, we can start targeting the audiences. So, all right, so let's fix this again. So job title, Okay. So now we can update that dentist template. What you would do is target by and use a previously saved template. What I did is I went down here and I just saved the template before I added it. So do it at the top. Enable audience expansion again. So now we're good. United States dentists. Click next. So the way that, again, we want to do our conversions, but the way that InMail works is you pay for every InMail sent to someone's inbox. So it's a little bit lower with the bids because you're paying every time it gets sent. There's no guarantee that anybody's clicking on anything. So let's say you send out 1,000 and only 2 people click it. You're paying kind of where it makes sense down here. You want to optimize for clicks because you're paying per send. So the more clicks you can get, the more times people are going to visit your website. So we'll keep this. Again, this bid is pretty low. So 43 cents, I'll usually just go down to 40. Keep it a little bit lower than what they recommend. I always think advertising platforms want to keep their bids as high as possible. Helps their money. So we'll schedule start like we did with the other ones. We'll end it on the 31st. Total budget, we'll just say 500 like the others. Optimize for clicks and launch campaign. Okay, so now what we've gone over in this video is how to set up your ad account, or at least get started with it. You come in here, how to set up conversion tracking, audiences. You could see some different things here. If we come into match audiences, we could start creating different things with our LinkedIn insight tag. I don't want to go over that actually right now. So come over to campaign performance. We can see we have 3 campaigns ready here. Sponsored concert campaign. I have it dentists because I have a draft that's dental. Text ads and sponsored InMail. If we come over to campaigns here in analytics, we can see that we're tracking everything properly. You want to have a landing page open. You can test multiple landing pages. You always want to run multiple ads, at least 2 ads. I would probably create 3 for every ad group, but I don't want to sit here and create a 3-hour tutorial video for you. I could just tell you to make sure you're creating 3. Just test things, test different creative, test different ad copy, test different landing pages, test different messages, adjust your bids within your campaign. So it's just things you need to learn as you're starting to build your campaign. If you're here and you're watching this video, you're probably ready to start advertising on LinkedIn, or you are advertising on LinkedIn and you're struggling. The key is testing and tracking. So I track everything in here. There's times where I've ran campaigns for clients that I just can't make profitable. So it's no real secret. You just kind of tell them, okay, LinkedIn isn't profitable for you. So, don't overthink it. You can always adjust these things as you go. You can always adjust your bids down. You can just go down to minimum bids, see like what you can get from it. But, it's definitely something you want to keep playing around with. So that's our LinkedIn advertising tutorial, kind of from beginner to advanced. We went over all the different advertising campaigns you have. My favorite to use is sponsored content, but I also like to test these other things. So hopefully that's helpful. This is a Surfside PPC YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe if you enjoy our content. Feel free to share. The best way to absolutely help us is to just share our content. If you have one person who would like it, if you have a Twitter account where it might be useful, please just share our content. We always appreciate that. So thanks for joining us today, and if you have any questions, make sure you leave them in the comments.